Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul Dawes. I'm going to try and show you how you might go about making a laptop stand using a simple 2D to 3D method. You can see this one here that I put together with Augusta earlier on in the week. I'm going to show you how to do something similar to this. When you open up Fusion 360, there's a couple of areas that you need to know about on the screen. The first thing is this home cube. Okay, that's the thing that allows you to move around, rotate around, and then if you end up zooming around like that and you get completely lost, you can actually hit the home button there and that'll take you back to the very first part there. Okay, along here is the history box. Okay, the history, whatever it's called, the history timeline, sorry. So I can go to various parts of my timeline and make modifications without affecting anything that I did further on. So it's like a Control-Z, but you're only Control-Zing, you're only making modifications to the one thing that you want to make changes to. Okay, so I'm going to start by opening up a new document, okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, okay, I'm going to save that as a laptop stand, whatever I want, okay, and what I'll do is I'll be starting by drawing in 2 dimensions first. Okay, so I need to create a sketch, create sketch, and I'm going to draw on this face. So I'm going to draw on the YZ plane. Oops, sorry, the YZ plane. So the first thing I'll do is I will create the base part, which is, can you see how the 10, 16, can you see how that's highlighted? I'm going to have a 3mm thick, actually no, I'm going to have a 5mm thick piece of acrylic, and I'm going to make it by clicking my tab. I'm going to make it 140mm across. Hit the enter button, and I've got my first part. I'm going to do another rectangle, and this time I'm going to make it, say, 40mm tall, tab, and still 5mm thick. Okay. The next one's going to be a little bit more difficult. I'm going to do a sketch of just a line. So I'm going to draw a line from there, and I'm going to make the line 130mm long, and I'm going to make the angle 170. Does that look alright? That looks alright, yeah. Enter. So I've got a line there. I haven't got any thickness there yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go sketch and offset. I'm going to offset this here. How thick? 5mm thick. Okay. Enter. And I've got that. So now all I need to do to turn that into a full sketch is I need to close that up. So a line from there to there, and a line from there to there. Can you see how it's all gone yellow now, or orange? So that means that's a full shape. Okay. Before I had joined this together and this together, they were just lines, but now it's a full shape. I'm going to finish by trimming off these lines that I don't want. So I can go sketch to trim. I can delete that, that, oops, Command Z. Oh no, I'm going to delete that, I'm going to leave that like that. I'll delete that there. Trim, yep, and I'll trim that off as well. Okay, how does that look? Looks alright. So I finished my sketch, stop sketch. Okay, I can go back home and you can see that's what I've got. Now all I need to do is I need to extrude. So I can grab that file there, or that component there, and I can drag it through. Now I want mine to be, let's say, 230mm. Okay, enter. Yeah, I've got this. If I hit the home button, it'll take me and it'll show me the whole thing. So I've got that. That looks alright, doesn't it? A bit boring, but it's getting there. Now I'm going to show you a couple of really basic things to make that look a little bit more interesting than what it is. Okay. For a start, I'm going to make this look like it's been curved. Okay. So I'm going to go and fillet there, and sorry, trying to. I can't get in there. Can you see there? I'm going to fillet that about 3mm. Okay. Enter. Now, oh, there you go. Sorry, my mouse is playing up. So that looks okay. So I filleted that. I'm also going to modify fillet that, and that. Let's see whether I can make that look pretty nice about there. What do you think? And it's 6.9 millimeters. I'll double click on that and make it 7. See how that looks. That looks good. Yeah. So that's starting to look like a proper laptop stand. But what I need to do is I actually need to have a little lip up here, don't I? How am I going to have a little lip up there to stop the laptop from falling off? Okay, I'm going to go around there. What can I do? What can I do? There's a number of ways of doing things, yeah? What I could do is I could draw a little thing on there and drag it up. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a sketch on this face here. So I'm going to draw a sketch on this face here, I'm hoping, and then I'm going to create a box that is create a box that is how long? 230 millimeters long and 3 millimeters high. So I'm going to go 3 millimeters high and 230 long. Enter. Stop sketch. Go back home. So that was a bit confusing, wasn't it? And now I've got this line along here. What do you think I can do with that? I can go create, push pull that up. How high? Maybe about 7 millimeters high. I've got a 7 millimeter high thing there. And then I can go and fillet that and fillet that. I don't really want it to go all the way across. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another box on that face. Yeah. I'm going to make that 3 millimeters by say 60 millimeters. Oh, did I do that right? By 60 millimeters. Enter. Okay, and then panning it across, and I can pan by holding the scroll button down and moving my mouse. And then I'm going to do another one here, 3 millimeters by 3 millimeters by 60 millimeters. Enter. Okay, stop sketch. Now I've got that and that, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to push-pull that part down. Yeah, I don't really know how down I want it. Do I want to go all the way down? What I can do is I can go down to, not to a distance, but to an object. I want to go down to that object there. I want it to be flat. And I'm going to hit OK. Yeah, so now I've got that. And now I can do all the nice pretty stuff. So I can fillet that line there, that line there, that line there. Oops. And that line there. I can make that all filleted. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? It's about there. I'll make it about 7 millimeters. That looks good. And it's starting to look good, isn't it? Yeah? Maybe I'll fillet. I want to fillet that and that as well. So that's looking good. And then the final thing I'm going to do is, let's go back to home. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some writing and cut a hole in there. Yeah. So I'm going to do a sketch, create sketch on this face here. Yeah. I'm going to create a box that goes from about there down to, does that look right? To about there. Okay. Stop sketch. And then again, create, push pull. Just pull it through. Yeah. If I push it too far through, I'm going to go through the bottom as well. Yeah, so I'm just going to go through about that far there. I might go through the bottom. I'm going to do that. How does that look? That looks cool, doesn't it? And now I'm left with that. Oh, that looks much better. Yeah. And then I guess the final thing I'm going to do to make it look really good is I'm going to put my name on it. Okay. So I'm going to go back to there, and I'm going to go sketch, text on that plane in. Do you see that? See how it's got that little triangle? That triangle means it's the midpoint. So I'm going to go in the midpoint right there. Okay, text, I'm going to write Mr. Dawes. Oh, where's the Mr. Dawes. And I'm going to make it font that much, height 10 millimeters, angle 0 degrees. I want to move it over to there a bit. That looks a bit better, like that. And Arial, whatever, bold, yada yada yada. You can choose. Hit OK. Stop sketch, and I've got that in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that that has been etched in. So I'm going to etch it minus 1 millimeter. Yeah. I should be left with. Can you see that? It looks like it's been etched in. Yeah. So if you're wanting to make your laptop stand look a bit more interesting, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing these little graphics and things like that. Maybe you've got a symbol that you can choose. You could bring a symbol in as a JPEG or even as a Corel Draw file. You could insert it here and then do the push-pull. Okay. After this, other things that are really, really important to do. Things like this, yeah, doing these filleting. Filleting is a really important thing, and it makes it look good. You could fillet the edges here, but in actual fact with a laser cutter it's not going to look like that. The final thing is you could fillet this as well and not make that so square and make that round as well. I'm not going to bother doing that. What I am going to do though is I'm going to just show you how you can make some changes. Okay, so if I go through here, this extrude and this sketch is actually that Mr. Dawes there, yeah? But the previous extrude and sketch was that one there. Now I have decided now I don't actually want to extrude all the way through both of them. I only want to extrude through one of them, through the top. So I'm going to go and I'm going to right hand mouse button on this. I'm going to edit that feature. So at the moment I had it go down minus 100. I'm actually going to pull it back and just make it go through whatever, just so it goes through the first one, and hit OK. And you can see that what's happened is it has made the change that I've asked it to change, but the Mr. Dawes and everything else is still there. Okay, so I could go back all the way back to the start there if I wanted to and make a change. So if I went back to there, edit that sketch, I could, if I wanted to, extend that out. If I wanted to, yeah, and then I could go and trim that and stop sketch. I'm hoping, oh no, it didn't work. Sorry, let me go back. See, it's still there. Let's go to edit that sketch. I didn't trim, so let me trim that. Now let's see whether that's going to work. See, I've done that. Yeah, okay, I don't really like that. That looks silly. So I'm going to undo that. So I'll undo that again, and undo that again, undo, and then it's fine. Okay, but you can see what you can do. You can go into the history button here and make changes. If you get lost, remember the home button works there. And really, you're starting to sketch in 2 dimensions, and then you're pulling out in 3 dimensions. You're making modifications, like you're filleting, to make it look pretty, okay? And then you're finished. If you want to Google Fusion 360 create orthogonal or orthographic views, you can do, and you could turn this into an orthographic drawing as well. But I'm not going to show you how to do that. You can work it out yourselves. Okay, I'm going to leave you to it. See you later. Bye.